Hello everyone. Okay, doing a mic check. One, first system hack, second system hack, third system hack. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. See? Second system hack, third system. Cool. I'm live on here. Kiddo. Hello guys. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can listen to me, if you can hear me, right? And if you are enjoying the show. Cool. Hopefully you guys can hear. I have something very interesting for you guys today. Very interesting, right? So let's pause this, right? This is our main guy, John and Cody Carpenter from Halloween. Their theme music. Oh shit. Okay, I probably will cut this off. Wait, let me just restart it again so I can cut this off. Hello. This is Bayes. I want to share something. So first thing I will do, the most important thing here. Hey Panda, how you doing? This one here, I'll delete it quickly. Sorry. Had some issues in the previous one. And I, for some reason, don't understand why this keeps on happening here. This was my yesterday one, where I did mention to anyone who was watching my streams, I am going to give everyone, every first person to bring out every single achievement I don't do in the previous, in this year, 2025, right? Here we go. Let me see. So you guys, so in the yesterday one, right? I made predictions about myself, right? What all things I will achieve next year or in 2025. By the end of this year, there are a couple of things I said I will achieve. And if I don't, all the things I mentioned, every single one who mentioned these, right? Who mentioned every single different goals I set and I don't achieve them, will get $100 from me, right? And just to show you how much I'm manifesting that, legit, it's just in front of my screen. All the stars one, all the ones that has a star. Oh, this doesn't come. Let me do one quick thing. Background removal. This thing. All of the ones that have a star in front of them, right? For example, the one with time streamed on Twitch, 750 hours. Or anything else. Every time you guys will call it me out by the end of this year, and if I don't achieve those things, you will get $100. So pay attention to that, right? Now, with that being said, let's get into our main juice of the day. But before starting that, I had two interesting things I wanted to share with everyone here. First is, have you anybody ever heard of this guy? Navinder Singh Sarao. I was doing a little bit of searching, right? Because this guy popped up on my Twitch. And I started digging on what he does, right? Why he was convicting, what was the flash crash, right? In 2010. Interesting story. This guy, he's autistic, if I'm not wrong. He played the biggest people, biggest stockbrokers, big whales in US and wiped out $1 trillion worth of shares. How? So if you ever worked with stock market, right? There are one important thing about stock market. The biggest players use something called quant trading or high frequency trading, where let's say if you go to your stockbroker and say, hey, I want my Apple share for $100, right? For example, if it is of $100 you see and you want to go, your broker said, okay, like the free versions, free subscription on any of these, right? Well, Simple, Questrade, all these guys, they take around like couple of minutes, right? And they have this thing in their agreement which says it can go up to around like 5%. So you might even pay 105. But you said, oh, no, I want to pay 100. I don't want to pay more than 101. So you might, instead of paying 100, you might pay 105 cents. Not a big thing, right? But what high frequency says is that, let's say, all over the world, a lot of people wanted to buy the Apple share for $100 because these people, the very simple, these big guys send that data to first the big firms, which has these supercomputers, right? That gets to know, okay, you want to buy it, they will first buy it before you, then they will sell it to you. They'll buy it for 100, they will sell it to you for 105 cents. So imagine they did that for thousands of thousand shares. They made 1,000 times 5 cents. How much is that? $50. Imagine they did that every minute. That's high frequency trade. And that doesn't happen every minute. That happens every nanosecond almost, or microseconds, or just even think about it, second. In 1 second, if you are making $50, 1 minute, you will make $3,000. 1 hour, 18,000. No, 3,000 times 60, that will be 180,000. And 8 hours every day, they are making millions just because of this loophole with the technology difference between your system and my system. And that's how this guy comes in. This is where this guy comes in. And he said he used to send these fake orders, but as soon as the order reaches the broker, he will cancel them to show it is like, oh, there is a high demand. When let's say he bought it for $100 already, he has that, right? He has 10 shares of Apple. He will sell thousands of these fake orders where he will just send them and then cancel them very couple of minutes just after sending them. It will think, oh, there is so much demand, keeps on increasing. Then he sells the one he bought for 100, let's say for 105. And that's what the whole case of this flash crash happened and led to a $1 trillion wipeout in the US market. Interesting thing. That got me inspired, and I'm going to write some more project wish list I have, right, on my website, which will cover some of these things where we want. So keep an eye on this. We will cover these more technology and more fun stuff, right? But remember the name, Navinder Singh Sarao, right? I will type it in the chat for anyone who is interested. And I will give you guys this link as well, just in case if you guys are interested, right? It's fun to know that there are some people who are beating the biggest players in the world when it comes to these. Error, I can't send something. Okay, let's see. 1 sec. Live stream, pop this out, right? But you guys will see something. So remember the name, baby. Remember the name. Let's go. Do look into this guy. Do look into how he pulled off such a big crash, of $1 trillion crash, by just playing the same game these guys plays, pulling up a Uno reverse, and massive respect for him. He was able to do it from the bedroom, right? And everyone wants to do that, right? So now let's get back into our whole hacking thing. We were on SQL injection for junior penetration path, introduction to web hacking, SQL injection. We were at task 7, and we don't have much, but these tasks, I went through these, so you guys will enjoy this, but there's some boring parts aspects to it which I will skip over. So don't worry, just 3 tasks in 1 remediation. So let's get into this. And also I lost my streak, so bummer. Boolean based. Let me start this first, the machine. Let's close this for a second. Here, Boolean based. Boolean based SQL injection refers to the response we received from our injection attempts, which could be a true, false, yes or no, on or off, 1 being true, 0 being false, or any response that can only have two outcomes, true or false, basically. That is the best place indeed, bedroom. Hell yeah. Hashtag bedroom. W's in the chat. That outcome confirms that our SQL injection payload was either successful or not. On the first inspection, you may feel like this limited response can't provide much information. Still, with just these two responses, it's possible to enumerate a whole database structure and comment. So basically, just with true and false, you can enumerate, get all the information you need, right? So we have our website, https website.thm, check user and username as admin, right? The browser body contains taken as true. This API endpoint replicates a common feature found in many sign-up forms, which checks whether a username has already been registered to prompt the user to choose a different username. So basically, let's say if you are on Instagram, Mr. Beast, or on YouTube, you try to put Mr. Beast or Ludwig. Those usernames are already taken by a lot of big ones. But using the same things you see every day, we are going to do some hacking. And we'll try this thing on, let's say, one of the big major sites. Let's try this. Because the taken value is not true, it's set to true, we can assume the username admin is already registered. We can confirm this by changing the username in the mock browser address bar from admin to admin123, and upon pressing the number, you will see the value taken has now changed to false. Okay, so let's go here. So we have this. I have to go through these ones. Sorry, you guys have to look at these. These are the ones we did previously, right? I think this was how we did this one. Limit this, password this. So if I go or 1 equals 1, nope, level 3, taken as true. This is our one, right? Boolean based SQL injection. We see the taken is true when we say admin, right? When we are trying to go for the admin username. Let's say we go admin123, taken is false. So the Boolean value we are getting is either true or false based on the username or based on basically this query. Let's think about it in the background. What will be the what will be the SQL query? For database, it will probably be SQL get values, right? All the columns from the user where the username is this, right? Here. The SQL query that is processed looks something like this. Not always this will be true, but this is a good idea to get started from, or at least in this case, this will work. Not necessarily in Instagram. Select star from users where username is this and limit is 1. So our username is this and limit is 1. How can we change this? We know we only will get a true or false. Let's say if I change this to, or here I'll go this 1 equals 1. Let's see what we'll get. False, because this whole thing is getting taken properly. The whole value taken from the one we are sending is proper. So what we can do next? Let's see. The only input we have control over is the username in the query, basically this thing, and we'll have to use this to perform our SQL injection. So now that we have that, right? The only way to get out is basically this code, right? And we have to get out. Let's go up a bit. We can start appending to this to try and make database confirm true things, changing the state of taken field from false to true. So let's see if I have this, right? We change everything is true. In this case, it will become true. It becomes true, right? Let's go up a bit. And here, let's say I want to like see if I can get away with this, or 1 equals 3. False. So we know this is basically escaping the query. Now what we want to do, let me know if this is like too small for you. I can increase some of it, the size I mean. Like in the previous level, our first task is to establish number of columns in the user table. We can achieve this by using union statement. Change the username. So now here we have this, right? And with our query, we are going to use union and select one there. Now this came as false. That means number of columns in our system is more than 1. Now we'll go with 2, false, 3, true. So we know there are 3 columns in this table, right? In the users table, basically. Now we were able to go through this as the web application has responded as value taken as false. We can confirm that this is the incorrect value of columns. Keep on adding the number of columns till it becomes true, which we did for 3. You can confirm that the answer is 3 columns by setting up the username as below. Now we have union, we have this. Now we want to find what the database name is, right? So we will use something with the SQL server, the function SQL server already has, like we did in the previous games. Now that our number of columns is there, right? Now we'll go over where, like this, right? Now that our number of columns has been established, we can work on the enumeration of the database. Our first task is to discover the database name. We can do this by using the built-in database method and then ask using like operator to try and find results that will return a true statement. Try the below one. So let's do this one. Try this. I will show you what exactly is going on. So we have admin123 union. This is basically, this will return false. Select 1, 2, 3 from database, whatever is the database, like this. So we get true. Even if we, let's say, have this, this is false. So basically the union is the one taking over the whole thing. So this is false. This is also false. This is not coming right. This becomes true. This becomes true. So we are just basically union is doing it. So we don't need admin123. We just can work with admin. Let's go where the database percentage like this. True. So this means there is a database name which has basically 0 to 1 character, 0 to or 1 to like unlimited amount of characters, right? With any kind of things you will see on your board. Doesn't make much sense. So what we'll do A. We'll see if A is there. Does B do false? No. So database name, we have to find a better way. Actually 1, 2, 3 will give us the result because this one will be false. Maybe. So let's say A. So we need 1, 2, 3 because if that is becoming false, we need this to be true to get some value out of it. So A is false, right? B is false. C is false. We have to keep doing this to find the name of our database. Here, I did something, right, where I used, I think, no, okay, go back, because I did this before once, I think on the weekend I did it. So what was it? SQLi, I think it was SQLi underscore. This is true, right? Because I did this. There is no point because we have to go from A to B to Z almost to get all these answers. So we'll go underscore, right? SQL I don't remember the next one, so we can go from A, B, C, but I think it's level 3, so let's see, 3 works, right? So we have taken as true here for our level. Hopefully that makes some sense. If it doesn't, let me know. But what basically we are doing, we have two statements here. I will open my notepad to give you guys an example. Here, right, we have this query. This is being converting. This is being converted here like this. Select star from users where username is admin123, which is basically false. Union. This gets commented out, so we don't care about this. Let's just send it back 1000 years. Select column 1, column 2, column 3 from the database where database, select the column where the database is this, right? Database is SQL. So we have to find what the database name is. Every time we are in the database, we are querying, give me, create a union, right? Create a common table. First one will be the result of this, which is false, which is like basically, okay, no table found, blah, 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 right? It will have 3. This has 3 as well. So does this. And we are trying to find which database this one belongs to using this formula and trying to find the name of the database with the SQL. And as it is 3, we know this gets it. Now that we have found the name of the database, we want to find the name of the table, the users table. Now we know this is users, right? Not sure if this works here, right? But we will go a bit further with our command. Right? We go here. Now you can move on to the next character in the database. Once we go on the S, we keep on enumerating. We have established the database name, which can now use to enumerate table names using a familiar method. So we found the database name. Now using the database name, we are going to use this query. This one, let's forget about this, everything here. This query from information tables, information schema, which is a SQL server thing. If you don't know it, that's okay. What it is saying, hey, SQL server, you have a list of all the tables, right? I want you to give me the table name, which is inside SQL 3 database, and the name of the table starts with A. If it is true, we'll get the results. If it is not, we'll get false. So here we have union select. We replace this by this. Don't forget the comments, right? So this becomes username union select this whole thing. If it is true, we'll get true. If the table name starts with A, but we know it might start with user because we already know from reading above that it has U, maybe, right? Let's see. U is there. Let's see user. Nice. Username. Username is false. How about user? Right? Now let's take this percentage off to make sure this is exactly user, not something that has user in the starting. This came as false. So maybe we can try users. Users is our database name. So we got the username. Now we want to find what all stuff is inside the username, right? What all, now we have the table. We want to find exactly the user to get the login information, right? So how we'll do it? Similar thing. We'll get the columns now. We'll get what all columns are there to get the values of all the columns, because union, remember, table 1, table 2, union, double table, like double trouble. So let's do that, right? Yeah. Okay, no messages, so that's good. Let me know if you guys need any help with any understanding anything, or if you want me to go over anything. SQL injection is hard. It's a big one, but it is hard. I know if you don't know SQL, it might not make much sense. But feel free to ask me. There are no dumb questions. So we now, first we went over what is the database name. Now we went over tables. Now after this, after we knowing what the tables are, we are going over which column is there, which we are targeting with the users. So we go, instead of information schema, we ask the server, hey, look in your schemas, look at your informations, and give me the name of tables. No, give me now the name of the columns, where that which column you want me to give the name, data name, which has the one that's inside the database this, and the table is this column name. So we have to find, there can be multiple columns, so we have to find which one it is. One, I assume, will be a primary key or an ID. So let's go here. This one is false. So we keep enumerating, right? We know there is ID. ID has to be there because it's a primary key, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will go over. We have the answer here too. I just looked at it. But now the question comes, what are the other ones? We want to know, instead of ID, there can be more which starts with ID but have, like, let's say identity, which is basically ID, but whatever they did, identity proof, right? They could have those columns. We say column name this and column name underscore name not equal to ID. We give that value. So it won't match ID. If there was another one, it will give me that, start giving the information about that, but not the one if there is only ID. Now let's see. Now let's use our brain cells here, right? What all table name, if there is user, what can be one? Any answers? Any takers? What could be the name of a column which has data about users? What is the thing? We have the answer on the screen, interestingly. Username. If you are a user, you will have a username, right? So I can start maybe with username. Another thing they will have is passwords, right? If username is not there, let's go with name. No, let's go with P. Oh, I have to put percentage. Don't forget to put the percentage. Let's see U. There is one. User name is true. Username is true too. Now we'll go again with percentage. We have password. Password itself is true. And that's how, like, you don't have to go one by one. Don't do that. That's idiotic. Use your brain cells and you will be able to figure out something more. You don't have to go one by one. Use your brain cells. Remember that. The best thing I can give you. The best advice ever. Somebody said. Right? Dwight Schrute. Remember this break code. Before I do anything, I ask myself. Open image in new tab. Before, remember this thing. I want you to remember, everyone to remember. Before I do anything, I ask myself, would an idiot do it? And if the answer is yes, I do not do it. If you were enumerating, you are an idiot. Congratulations. You made it to the list. You are not Dwight Schrute. Remember that. Don't talk to me. I'm joking. Don't take it too hard. Yeah, here we go. We have ID, password, and stuff. Now we have all the information. what we can do, we can start looking what was the password for username admin, right? Because admin, we know there is a user which has admin name, right? So what we need is, and it's, remember the table 1, table 2, union, we'll get the data of both the tables. We want right now from, now we have the table name, all this information, right? I want to see what their password will be. So I can remove all this jargon, right? All this whole big fuss. Let's see, I'll copy this. I have this, right? I can remove from schema, blah, 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 right? Give me the data. It will say yes or no, right? What we know, we want, right? If there is an error, it will say no. If there is no, or if there is no data, it will say false, right? But if there is some data, it will say true. So what we have to do is select 1, 2, 3, give me the data, right? From users where username equals admin, because we know that exists, and password equals a percentage, password like, right? Password like a percentage. This will, if there is admin with the password a, it will give us true. If not, it gives us 0 values, and we know, move on to the next one. Now here I can tell you there is not much things we can do. False, right? But let's say I know the value is one of the numbers because I did it before you guys. I'm just too awesome. We know it's 3. So now you can see it's changed to 3. When we change it to 3, it turns true. Now we know 3 is there. So let's go over the again 1. Start with 1, 2. But here let's try with 4 or 3. How about 8? We have to go one by one. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 was true. I am an idiot. Let's see 4, and let's see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now let's see if this is the password itself. Yes. So now what we can do here, admin 3, 8, 4, 5. Easy peasy. Am I a genius or what? Am I a genius or what? Remember, so here's the thing, right? Every single thing in this world, and this is my example to you, there is nothing in this world that you cannot reverse engineer. I have done it a billion times in my life. Giving you a real life example. You went to, you are feeling hungry, right? You are not, you don't have much things to cook because you don't know how to cook the best thing, right? You went out, you went to, like, let's say a restaurant, a small cafe near your house, got a sandwich, and you're like, oh wow, this is the best sandwich ever. I want to learn how to make it. Reverse engineer it. That's what reverse engineering is. You have, what is engineering? You have step 0 to step hero, right? Final product. Reverse engineer, final product to step 0. That's reverse engineering. That's how you take down viruses. I want to show you something more. See this? You won't be able to see it. Let me show you one thing. This is my favorite book. Here, you see this on the screen? Practical Malware Analysis. This book is all about reverse engineering and getting that mindset. And this is what is coming to you guys. I am going to teach you how to actually, when you get a virus, I will do it in a couple of, probably in a month. That is also on my show after we're done with some web hacking and web application like Twitter and all those stuff. But I want you guys to learn these things, right? Stay with me. You will learn all these things and I will tell you So with sandwich, whether even with exams, if your teacher is focusing on one topic just before exams, reverse engineer it, you will know that topic is coming. And all those things, like just good questions when you ask, you can reverse engineer a human brain too. For example, their passwords. That's social engineering when you take their brain out. Now, enough of that. We will do those all the things if you stay with me, right? But let's go to the next one. We have the password now. We got our stuff. We don't have to read all the things. This is what the things I taught you is this. Password 3845 is the one. We got a streak 1. Give me a W in the chat. Give me a W in the chat. W. Give me a W. Keep doing that. I love it. And now let's go over the blind SQL time-based one. This is very interesting. I will tell you why. Why time-based attacks are very interesting to me. Because if you were a maths guy, right, and wanted to go into cybersecurity, a big thing you can look in is encryption and decryption, right? Security through encryption, decryption. Now, you can carve out one of the best algorithms in the world, like these three fellas. These three fellas, Ronald, Rivest, Leonard, Andelman, and Adi Shamir, right? RSA. Look at their last name. These people created RSA Network Security Company, one of the biggest companies in the world, which is about cybersecurity and encryption stuff. They created an algorithm, right? Cryptographic algorithm, which was mathematically great. Problem here with that mathematically great, when it comes to implementation, if you have, let's say, if you go through a password, right? If there is a password, you're trying to see if the password matches. Somebody entered a password, if it matches the one in the database. You go through, let's say, 10 rounds in maths, right? 10 rounds of decryption or encryption, however you do it with the keys. If the first step fails, you get a response back. But if the second step fails, then if the first step fails, you get response in 1 second. It fails at second step, you get a result in 2 seconds. If it fails till ninth one, you get it in the 9 seconds. Here's the issue, if you can see, right? If the encryption and decryption is taking a little bit more time, every time you are going one from A, D, M, I, N, you're trying to decrypt it, a hacker like me knows that, hey, I'm reaching near to the password. And that's what the biggest problem with these mathematically super strong cryptographic algorithms is. They take time. So as hackers, I know how to defeat them because it's natural. Naturally, I know how to defeat it. You can't get away with it, right? And that's how you do decryption and encryption. Yes, there is ways that only return after 10 seconds or 20 seconds. Those are ways, but not the greatest one. And that's why, as a hacker, you can hack any cryptographic algorithm. Now, let's go into blind SQL time-based thing. Time-based. A time-based blind SQL injection is very similar to the above Boolean-based one. And this is what the reason I went with the time-based, I'll give you an explanation because that's going to happen here. Boolean-based one is in that the same requests are sent, but there are no visual indicators. There won't be like true or false, right? Queries being wrong or right this time. Instead, your indicator of a correct query is based on the time the query takes to complete. This time delay is introduced using built-in methods such as sleepx alongside the union statement. The sleep method will only ever get executed upon a successful union select statement. So basically what it says, right? If I do this, refer, returns back in 0.03 seconds. Now I go union, or let's say if I go, instead of this, I go org, 0.1 second. You see the difference? 0.3 versus 0.1, right? I know it will return me in 0.1 here. Okay, wait. Why it happened? Okay, TryHackMe works all the time. Let's see. Try me. Right? Refer all this analysis, right? Still working. Now, it works 0.1 second all the time. Let's see. I want to go get some information. Hey, mate. I'm doing good. How are you doing? My man is back. I'm enjoying this today. Actually, before you joined, right? I was talking about how time-based attacks are like the reason why we will never be safe from encryption or decryption, because we went over RSA. RSA was created by these three guys, Rivest, Shamir, and Dilwan, right? RSA. They created a great algorithm, but nice. Boop, boop, boop. But RSA was created a great algorithm. Mathematically, it was perfectly fine, perfectly great, right? Almost great. To the fact that it cannot be decrypted. But RSA, what happened was the way you decrypt things, the issue with that is if you enter a wrong thing, let's say if the password is of 5 letters, you type A, it returns back the query in 1 second. If you do AE, it returns back again in 2 seconds. But if you do AD, it returns back in 4 seconds. Now you know you are getting closer. Every time you type something right, you are getting closer, and that's what RSA time attack is. I should have typed the whole attack. RSA time attack. I can go over this because I did some encryption algorithms as my thing, but something you should look into, anyone who is interested in this. Do you agree with pineapple on pizza, fam? G. These are not the. Oh man, these are hard questions. Let me say this. I'm sorry, or anyone from Italy. I don't mind it. Depends on how good the pineapple is. So it's like 50-50. I will say 50-50. How about you guys? Do you guys like it? Don't diss me now. If you guys don't like it. Here is the time attack by Vicky. Well, should I do a poll? How to do a poll in this? I have to start doing polls. I want to do a poll. So as an Indian, I don't mind it. Oh, you are Indian too? Nice, bro. Blitz for skills. I like it. Nice. I don't mind it either. It's like, it gives a different taste. I like it. The best thing though, to put on pizza. Yeah, I don't crave it. I wouldn't put it on there, but I'm also wouldn't take it off if there was a pineapple on it. Yeah, I like it. I like that answer. Pretty right. I will say the same. For me, yeah, I never craved it too. Like, I never craved anything on like pineapple on pizza. Things I like to crave: paneer, cottage cheese, right? Bell peppers, like, or capsicum, right? Onions, olives, black olives, and green peppers, banana red peppers, right? Those are my favorite things to eat on pizza. Ginger? What? Have I ever had one with ginger? I never knew there was ginger on it. Domino's never say that. Interesting. Oh, okay. Veggie pizza is the best, bro. Ginger on it? Nice. Okay. That's crazy. I never knew they put ginger. Oh, okay. Let's see. Ginger. Ginger on pizza. Oh, they do. Oh, really? I had no idea. Oh, like when they cut it in small pieces. Oh, okay. Super small. This is my type of pizza. This here is my type of pizza. Cilantro too. Yes, I like cilantro on it. I like cilantro on it. Yeah, I agree. Now I'm craving pizza. Good job. I had my dinner. Now I'm craving pizza, which I should not. I should sleep after this. You guys are having fun with me almost, I feel like. There's a gene that makes it taste like soap to some people. Oh, wow. Cool. What is it called? That makes it taste like soap. That's a fun no. Oh, interesting. That's crazy. You got good info here. Oh, cilantro. Yo, they said ginger too. Somebody said on Reddit ginger also tastes like soap to them. So I guess it's both ways. But yo, good info, good info, good info. Okay, let's get back into some time based attacks, right? Because once we do this, we have out of band, which is interesting. Cilantro tastes like soap to some people, yo. That's true. Yeah, like if ginger does, cilantro does too. I don't doubt it. It's crazy. Just it's crazy how things because like as a kid, I never liked spinach. I hated spinach. The only reason I ever ate spinach if I used to watch Popeye. But here's the thing: with spinach too, I like as a now adult, I love it. Spinach paneer is my favorite thing to eat. Hopefully, I didn't offend anyone with that. A time based SQL, let's get back into it, right? Time based. A time based blind SQL injection is very similar to the above Boolean based one in that the same requests are sent, but there is no visual indicator of your queries being wrong or right this time. Instead, your indicator of a correct query is based on the time the query takes to complete. This time delay is introduced using the built-in methods such as sleep, right? So here we have select, right? Union select sleep for 5 seconds, I believe. This one is wrong. What does this mean? This means that number of columns we put in were wrong. Right? Remember, both the tables has to be of equal columns. If not, which they will, because we are going to find for this one. But if they are not, then we won't get a result. So let's say 3 early. Or should I just make everything small first? No? Or I should make everything big? Let's see. Somebody said big. Make everything big. Let's see. Sleep 5 union and should I do TryHackMe? Huh. So if I, for example, you're trying to establish number, right? So we have sleep 2. This payload would take around 5 seconds, right? And then we have refer, okay. Oh, we have to get out of this as well. I forgot. This one took 5 seconds. So let's just reduce it to 2. So we can get, so every time this is getting completed, we know there is only 2 columns, right? Now we do the same thing, finding the database name, getting to our person and getting that value. So we go where database like A. Now again, I will teach you a life skill here. Remember, this is wrong, right? Because this is not working. But let's say if I do remove the A, this will work. Takes a 2 seconds. Now here is an interesting thing for YouTube and Twitch chat. I mentioned about reverse engineering. What can I put that will be the answer here? Any idea? Any takers? How about any idea? We did just this, but here's the answer. Remember what we did earlier was SQL 3 for SQL when the level was 3. So here we don't have to go through the whole thing. We go SQL I. This makes sense. This is here. So now we'll go with 4. This is taking 2 seconds too. SQLi4 is our database. Remember, because I know how the TryHackMe people think, now I know I don't have to go enumerate everything. I can just use my brain cells. If you guys have one, use it. It's good. So now we have there, right? What we have to go is go through the username, get everything, same thing, right? So we'll go over where the database name is this, right? We'll go over our information schema from information schema dot tables, where I think it's what's the name of that thing at the end? Table schema. I'll copy this, right? See me go like boom. Here we are going to change it to 4, right? Am I smart or not, right? Chad, give me a W for that. Now we are getting the table name, right? You can watch it on Twitch. I like the Twitch because Twitch chat is in my face. YouTube I have to look left, so I like just keep on Twitch. Thank you. Wherever you go, I will love you. Wherever you go, I will love you. Doesn't matter. It does not depend on the what's this called. Yeah. Yeah, no, I love you all. Especially you. I love you. So now we have to find the table name, right? Referrer. So it should have something analytics, maybe. Table name, maybe users. You guys are great. You got great. I don't want to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I know there has to be something. A, B. Now see me struggle. Thank you. Really appreciate that. H, I. Oh, I didn't do the information schema. Shit. My bad. Here, I need to copy the whole thing. That's why it wasn't working. 4. Now that it takes 2 seconds, we know 4 is 1. And because it takes 3 seconds, because now the query has become bigger, right? So you have to remember that as well. So A is 1, right? But if I do B, doesn't work. So we know, and we know like it says analytics in the start with our URL. It says analytics, so I'm going to go forward with that. Anal. This works. So anal works. Yo, I'm talking nothing dirty. I'm just saying what is working on the URL. Analytics works. Oh, let's try this. This one returned within 2 seconds. Oh, we can have a big few one. That's good. I'll do this then. Hell with this. So, I have to go over all those. Let's get this out of our way. My apologies, lads. Oh my god. I hate this Bitwarden. We have this, right? So now I will go here, or 1 equals 1. here. Let's go to level 3. We were able to get this. It was, I think, admin and 3845. Right? Now we are here, right? And we were able to get our union select sleep comma 2 for the second column from our SQL is for SQL number. Here the database one. Table name like this from information schema of tables, blah blah blah. We have to get the table first, the table name. Cool. So let's get analytics. Wait, something is not right. Oh, I have to go like this. Okay, let's go here. Referrer union select to sleep 2 from information schema tables, where table schema SQL I4 and table name like. I remember anal was working. So I'll go here. No, this time it's not working. Oh, TryHackMe, so I have to change this with this. This is taking 2 seconds, so anal is working again. Let's get here, right? Analytics is working. And if you remove the percentage sign, if this is the right one, no, it's not. That's why it returns in a couple of seconds. So analytics underscore something. Time maybe T A B share. I forgot this one. D E F G H. This is called root for I J K L M N O P. Hey, my ABCD is correct though. Q R R. Okay, and then it should be referrer then, because this is referrer. This is live in front of you. I had no idea, but now I can figure it out. Now let's go. Referrer. Referrers. Takes 2 seconds. Let's go. Okay, so here it is. Our referrers is analytics underscore referrers is our table name. Now we have the table name, right? We can just do the same thing. Now start hacking the database in our normal way. From here, like union select this from from analytics referrer, where, right? Oh, we have to get the column names too. Let's see. We have to get the column name. I forgot, totally forgot, man. I apologize. I have the column names thing, right? So probably here, get here from this SQL I4. It's easier to just change here. Copy. A, okay, is not working. Column name R is one of the column names. No. W. You. What is going on? So TryHackMe, refer analytics, so maybe A, B, C, D. D is there. So domain maybe. Using my brain. Using my brain. It's working. It's working. Listen to this. See how a smart guy do it things. You're witnessing a smart guy do some stuff, right? Domain is there. Let's see if domain is the one. Domain is the one. Now, you have to get the login info. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the good gestures. Thank you. Now, let's go over here, right? Let's see both the chats. So, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Now, let's go back to our stuff, right? We have login. How we'll get the login? We need to find column name. Let's go back here. We have admin123, same working. But we now have to look for the username that is starts with U. So let's go here. Oh, sorry, the table name that starts with U. So let's go there. Let's change this by table name this. And now we have user. Let's see what all user. U is also small u maybe. U is also working. So there are two tables in this one, right? And we'll go with our usual. Users is working. Let's see. Users is working again. So now we know that users is working. So we can replace this with users as well. First one is called a rabbit hole, the one we had in the first one. With analytics referrer won't give us the user admin or stuff. We will only get the domain info. We need username and info. So here A, B, C. Now column name in users will be like, let's say password. P is there. I assume there is password. Smart move again. Here we'll go with user. Takes 2 seconds. So we know user is there. Is there username? Username is there. It's taking 2 seconds. So we have our username and things we wanted. Now what we'll do is a very simple SQL query to get our information. Select star this, right, from users where user name. I assume there will be admin again. So I'm just going to say like this, admin and password. Like, I will say again number. First I'll start with number, but let's see if this works properly though. First thing is that takes 2 seconds. It's working. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is there, right? Let's go even numbers, because even numbers are pretty lucky right now. 4, 2, 4, 4, 4, 6, 4, 8, 4, 0. Nope, not this time. That's okay. 3, 5, 7, 9. 9 is there. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. I hate this. 5. I hate this. 6. 6 works. 1, 4, 6. Is this the password? Yep, 4961. Admin 4961. Big brain alert, big brain alert. We got it. SQL injection master. Who else is such a smart streamer, right? Nobody other than me. Let's go. That is indeed a goal. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, panda. Thank you. Keep boosting my ego. I really like it. But yeah, let's go here, right? Out of band one. This is an interesting one as well, right? My water is over. Take some of this water. Out of band SQL injection. Out of band SQL injection isn't as common as it either depends on specific features being enabled on the database server or the web application's business logic, which makes some kind of external network call based on the results of a SQL query. So it's not common, but doesn't mean it's not being used ever. It has been used. That's why it's a thing, right? People found. An out of band error, an out of band attack is classified by having two different communication channels, one to launch the attack and the other to gather the results. For example, the attack channel could be a web request, and the data gathering channel could be monitoring HTTP DNS requests made to service you control. So what it is saying is, right, that hey, the attack channel, let's say Facebook, right? On Facebook, I'm making in their input one email input, I make a SQL request. That is my attack channel. The data gathering channel is when the Facebook's database, which got my request, starts to process it, and then it sends that info, right? Based on the request I sent, it is a link. That link is looked at inside Facebook server to my website. That channel, Facebook server to my malicious website, that is called data gathering channel. Data gathering channel could be monitoring HTTP DNS request made to a service you control. An attacker makes a request to a website vulnerable to SQL injection with an injection payload. The website makes a SQL query to the database, which also passes the hacker's payload. The payload contains a request which forces an HTTP request back to hacker's machine containing data from the database. What I'm saying here, or what they are saying here, an attacker, me, makes a request to the website Facebook vulnerable to SQL injection payload. The website makes a SQL query to the database. Facebook website makes a query to the Facebook database, which also passes hacker's payload, so the malicious code inside it. The payload contains requests to which forces an HTTP request. So the database here makes a request to my malicious, makes a HTTP request to my malicious website to the hacker's machine containing data from the database. And that's what it is. Name a protocol beginning with D. DNS. DNS is the one, let's say, if you don't know what DNS is, let me put it in simple words. You have your phone, right? You have your phone. You don't remember the exact numbers of your friend. How do you call them? You look into the phone book, you put your friend's name, and that gets converted into a number, and then that call is made to his phone number. Same thing happens in the website when you, let's say, go on google.com, that converts to an internet protocol address, for example, and that internet address is sent to the server. That server contains what it represents, right? Which server it represents, that address, and that is what you see on your system technically. For example, right? What is DNS? Or give me DNS record. On DNS record here, I can see, right? DNS lookup actually. Google. Google has this great DNS lookup thing. I want to look at DNS Google. This is a really good one, right? I'll give you guys this thing so you guys can play around with it. That's why it's like IP address people know. It's kind of considered a big thing when they know the person, right? But not like this. So if I go example.com or IP address 888 or this, right? I want to go to my website, hackerspa.org. Here, this is the IP address. Now I want to go to even something, my university, which was there. This is their DNS, right? I want to go to Google. This is their DNS. Where is this? Where is this? Right? Where can I find this DNS? Find location based on DNS. Verify. Yeah. United States, Seattle. I'm connected to the Seattle location. Here, this is their server farm. Right? This was our IP address. Seattle here, 5th Avenue, wherever's around this area. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's around this area block, wherever their server is or wherever their DNS record label is. But it's in Seattle, basically. The Google server I tried hitting. Now, let's go back. Remediation, right? Precaution is always better than cure. But we are a-holes to ourselves and everyone else. We don't care. How do I know that? We were fighting for toilet paper during COVID. Do not tell me you guys are really great. The world is not a great place. Now, let's go. Remediation. And as impactful as SQL injection vulnerabilities are, developers do have a way to protect their web applications from them by following the advice below. Prepared statements with parameterized queries. In a prepared query, the first thing a developer writes is the SQL query, and then any user inputs are added as parameter afterwards. Writing a prepared statement ensures the SQL code structure doesn't change and the database can distinguish between query and the data. As a result, it also makes your code look much cleaner and easier to read. Basically, before looking on how the user will do something, first prepare the query. Without any parameters, without anything, just create it. Do not take any inputs, basically. A query without any input. Now we have input. What we'll do? Input validation. Input validation can go a long way to protecting what gets into your SQL query. Employing an allow list can restrict input to any certain strings, or a string replacement method in the programming language can filter the characters you wish to allow or disallow. So basically, let's say if I have PHP, I can just use a built-in function of PHP to get this all validation done. Don't even have to work on it. Escaping user input. Allowing a user input containing characters such as this, single quote, double quote, $, backslash, can cause SQL queries to break, or even worse, as we have learned, open them up for injection attacks. Escaping user input is the method for preparing a backslash to these characters, which then causes them to be parsed just as regular strings and not a special string. So if we sanitize things, right, these escape characters, right, if we are able to remove them or change it somehow, which I will show you how, basically changing it to ASCII, all those stuff, we can do something. But basically don't allow them, right? Oh, not this. Now, Name a method of protecting yourself from a SQL injection attack. I have a lot of them, but based on how big it is, there is only one: escaping user input. Oh no, this is wrong. Oh no. What is the other one? Prepared statements. This is a big one too. Yeah, I know. It's almost 12. I will be sleeping. Yes, in now. I will be, boss. I know. I talk about like sleeping. Okay, have a good night. Thank you so much for joining. I'm also feeling sleepy. So, I will. Good night, fam. Good night. I will also get some rest. But before that, bye bye. Bye. Before that, I will tell you what we are doing next. The big one, the burp. Sweet. That was not a good burp. I will eat a lot next tomorrow, so I will have a good burp. I started learning about it. I thought we will talk about this today, but that's fine. We will talk about this tomorrow. I have some stuff prepared for you guys to talk about, but majority of it is basically simple, so I'm not even going to go over it. I'm going to go over the features and try to explain to you what feature means what, how to install it. Pretty simple thing, right? I will have those things prepared along with going over some of the dashboard because we have done it, right, couple of times. So with that being said, right, thank you so much for joining the stream. I will see you tomorrow. Sorry for joining late today, but I had to take care of some important stuff. But before I go, let me tell you, tomorrow will be big one. If you want to be in Bug Bounty, it's going to be super big. Let me know if you have any doubts or any questions for me. I'm here with you. Love you. See you tomorrow. Peace out.